Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope you're doing alright. I thought I'd come out here and discover another place of the park and maybe do some reflections. We're getting to that point where we're reaching the finishing line of the fasting, and I always remind myself to just be consistent, especially with my goals on the run up to Eid as well, and also remind myself about what happens after Ramadan, because that's going to be your crucial test, right? So let's sit down and do some reflections. Oh, it's so beautiful out here. Check out the view here. We just I'll give you a full 360. There you go. Isn't it awesome? All right, let's sit down. Testing 1 2. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. We turn to Allah for all things because we are in need of Him. We are fully dependent on Him. He doesn't need us, but we need Him. We want to show that we are grateful to Him for all the gifts that He provides for us every day. He provides us with the gift of life, provides us with a day, the fresh air, and all the good things that we get to enjoy around us. The fruits, the various foods, the various drinks, the refreshing drinks, and all the things that we're able to get our hands on quite easily, in fact. Sometimes we look at necessities, and sometimes we also think that we need a certain thing, but our bodies don't really need a lot. Our bodies can endure quite a lot. You'll find, even with people who fast, intermittent fasting is such an amazing thing for the body. It's a beautiful cleanse. When our bodies feel like they are thirsty, they're going to try to reach out for water. You're going to want to get a drink of water or a drink or milk, depends on what kind of ways you want to quench your thirst. And if you're hungry as such, you're going to try to search for food, or you have food at home. You're not exactly hunting for it like they used to back in the day. Everything's within our reach. We don't have to travel for miles and miles to get water or food. It's in the comfort of our own home. So similarly, whenever there's a need for something, whenever you need food, whenever you want to fulfill that hunger, you're going to fulfill it, because you know your body eventually is going to shut down if you don't have water or food, right? But I want to remind you about the inner part of our body, our soul. What does that need? And if you don't give enough of this, what I'm going to talk about, that too eventually dies. As such, the heart is similar. It is an organ, but it needs to be fed the right amount of dhikr, which is remembrance of Allah. When we remember Allah, our hearts certainly do find rest. We're reminded about this in the Quran. When we remember Allah, life becomes a lot more bearable for some people, because it could be worse for some people. It may not be that worse. We just try to have an understanding of what it's like to live a purposeful life, to not worry about things, even though we could easily let our minds slip to the worldly desires. and the worldly desires, even if you were to have all the riches of the world, it would still not be enough. Because also look at the level and the status of man when he comes from nothing. I'm sure you've heard of the term rags to riches, right? When they get to the richest part, they'll buy a car, they'll buy a house, they'll buy another car maybe, buy a few cars, different types of cars. Maybe they want different kind of watches, right? You're going to want so many different kinds of things. You want the best of things that life could offer. And maybe you look at someone else and think, wow, I want that. And you buy that, and then you see someone else with something else, and you want that. So this need, this fulfillment is always going to be there. But unfortunately, what happens is, all you are doing is you're feeding yourself. The nafs is literally being drip fed this dopamine fix, right? That's what they call it. And that dopamine fix is so temporary, it wears out. It's like when you give, when someone who is on drugs maybe, they want that fix, as they call it. You look at how long they're out of it, and then eventually that's going to wear out. Or like pain medicine, you look at that. That's going to wear out eventually. They're going to start feeling the pain. Or when someone is put under, when they're about to have surgery, that anesthesia or whatever it's called, that the milk of magnesia or something, the milk of amnesia, I think that's what they call it, propofol or whatever. You look at them for how long they're asleep for, and then they're back out of it, right? They're back into reality. You're back into the real world. And that's where you've got to give yourself a reality check. That, hey, okay, what am I really living this life for? Am I really living a fulfilling life if I'm constantly chasing after the dunya, which is the world? We're constantly chasing after that. And you know that it is not going to satisfy you, yet you still want, right? The human state, the condition, is just constantly wanting things. Yet it will never be fulfilled. So this is what I would like you to try out. Just a simple exercise. I want you to look at all the effort that you make to try to chase the dunya, try to chase this world. I want you to flip that over and do it where you're chasing your Jannah, which is paradise, heaven. I want you to use that effort and transfer it to that. I want you to also transfer it to getting close to Allah. All right? Try that. Change your mindset. And you know what the beauty about that is? When you do this, when you change your mindset, you do this shift in perspective of not chasing the dunya, because think about it, it's literally behind you. It's the lowest of the lowest heavens. That's why they call it dunya. When you shift your perspective to, I want the best of the life after death. I want Jannah. I want paradise. I want to be close to my Creator. I want to be able to get up for Fajr, I want to show how committed I am to that goal, which is Jannah. When you do that, you'll see that Allah gives you the best of both worlds. It's a win-win situation. You're not just getting one, you're getting the other. You're getting both. It's like an all-in-one. Like when you get these, combi ovens where they can do all these different things. So much functionalities, right? It's not just one functionality of heating the food. It's got an all-in-one. So as such, when you turn to Allah, when you pray to Allah, when you pray 5 times a day, when you wake up for that morning prayer, dude, your life just changes. Everything changes. Everything. Because your shift in perspective, your shift in your goals to wanting to attain a good life in the grave and the hereafter, which is where your final abode is going to be, forever. There's not going to be any death anymore. It will literally be a forever abode. So you've got to ask yourself, where do you want to end up in that forever abode, right? That's what you got to really ask yourself. And if you're not working towards it here in this world, once you cross over, you can't come back. It's like a door that opens, you go through it, slams shut behind you, and you're thinking, oh man, I can't go back now. You like you watch these horror movies where you know that person is gonna go into that house or into that spot, wherever it is, and there's no turning back. And you know that there's a danger there, and maybe they've had a glimpse of whatever it is, right? Yet they still go into that house and the door slams shut behind them, right? It's a scary thought because you don't know what is behind that door. But here's the thing, you do know that if you work towards Jannah, there's a guarantee that there's going to be goodness in that. And goodness awaits you, right? And Allah knows best, of course, where we end up. But as long as we have that focus, as long as we work towards Jannah, we strive, we ask in our prayers every single day. Do not let a day pass where you're not asking for Jannatul Firdaus, which is the highest status of heaven. Ask for that. Don't limit your prayers. Allah is merciful, most kind, and He will give you from things that you could not imagine. He will provide for you from places that you could never imagine. So don't worry about your wealth. It's being taken care of. Work. Make those conscious decisions in your life to excel. Whatever you want to excel in, do that. But do it with the intention of pleasing Allah. Do it with the intention that I'm only doing this temporarily, but eventually I'm going to leave this world, and my real work, my real work is working towards a high place in heaven. Worship Allah alone. That's it. That's all you have to do. There's nothing to it. Literally is nothing to it. Islam is not complicated. It is we that complicate it. Islam is not difficult. It is we that make it difficult for ourselves. One thing about Islam as well you'll find is it's not just for the pious. It is for the worst of the worst person that sins, who eventually tells himself, you know what, I'm done with that life. I want to start a new leaf in my life and I want to turn to Allah. It is for that person. Think about it. Also, that person who literally has lost hope in life. They've lost hope because maybe someone told them, or the whispers of the shaitan told them that there's no point now, There's no point turning to Allah. All these whispers, you've got to ignore them. Because these whispers, these mindsets that you're in that are not allowing you to move to that shift, that shift that I'm talking about. Shift towards goodness wherever we are, wherever we live. Spread that goodness. And it's up to you to do that. It's up to you to achieve that place that you want in heaven, right? Think of it as a real estate investment, right? You're basically wanting the keys to your home in Jannah. And in order to get that, you've got to work hard. You can't expect to sit there and just say, hey, I believe in one God, I believe in Allah, and that's good enough. It's not good enough. Simply saying you have a Muslim name is not good enough either. Don't take advantage of this faith, this religion, because there's a lot of people out there who are still searching. Yet you have it. If you were born a Muslim, or if you are a Muslim right now, that blessing itself, it carries so much weight than everything else that all these people who are searching for. They've got all these other things, all these unanswered questions in their lives, but yet you've already got the answers. You've got the manual for life. It's a textbook. It literally is. And that manual that I'm talking about is the Quran. You don't need anything else. Turn to it. Turn to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alright guys, let's take a walk and see what kind of things we've got going on around here. So I come to the other side of here. It's quite a steep drop here, so I'm not going to be going down there. Yeah, let me show you. Check it out. And look at these leaves. They're so wide. That's so amazing. Check it out. Check out these leaves. Aren't they beautiful? That's amazing. These leaves have literally held on to dear life. They've braced the winter, right? Do you think they'll ever change color? Wow, that's just amazing. That's probably the first time I've seen that. Wow. Good for you. I'm not going to break them off because they really did hold on. If what I'm thinking is true there. That's amazing. This is a strong tree. Whoever planted this tree must have done something good in their life. Anyway, look at that tree. Wow. See how that's collapsed? Half of it is on the floor. Isn't that crazy? Must have been some very strong wind for it to do that, right? These evergreen trees, obviously, they're really tall. Gorgeous. Let's keep walking around this side. So like I was saying to you, turn to Allah. Turn to Allah. And He'll help you. He'll help you with whatever it is you're going through. Whatever troubles that you face, He will take care of it. Alright? It's all about your conviction towards Allah. That determination, that belief that when you ask from Allah, that He is going to respond. Look at this tree, this beautiful tree. Check it out. Check this tree out. Subhanallah. Isn't it amazing? This has got to be an old tree, right? Let's get some close up on this tree. I've seen quite a few of these, but this trunk is huge. That's got to be, I would say, at least maybe 3 feet, 4 feet across, just the bark, right? Isn't that amazing? All right, there's a bit of a trail on this side. We can go from there. Check it out. Oh, subhanallah. I think we're going to hold this tree. What do you think, guys? Let's hold it. So this tree we came across today, we're gonna thank it. And we're gonna also take in some of its energy that it's provided for so many years. Look at the bark. This is so beautiful, right? Let's give it a moment. Thank you for providing shade when people were here. You've lived a long life and may you have many more years. All right, let's carry on. Let's do this. Right, so I think there's a trail this side here. We can go there to see what's going on that side. It's a very calm day today. I love this calmness. There's not much wind, so you don't have to worry about going through the trees. So let's follow this trail because I just found a path. All right, let's do this. There you go. What a beautiful spot we just found. So this is the trail. And let's see where this ends up. I think it goes to that main road over there. Ooh, look at this tree. Dude, that got to be some strong wind for it to do that. I don't think anyone's cut this down. This was a natural disaster, right? Check it out. Oh, this is really nice. Almost, what's the word? Magical, right? Just hoping for some hobbits to come running out. Or the, what is it? The Lord of the Rings, yeah? This is nice, I like it. Still got to be careful, but I love this. Look at the canopies here, look at this. This is like postcard. Look at the tree there. I don't want to blind myself with the sun because I need to know where I'm going. Okay, so there's a pathway there, right? Someone's made a really nice pathway there, and there's also one on this side. So let's go here first. Let's explore here. Check it out. This is a really good hangout place. This is awesome. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, we're literally under the trees now. Check it out. I'm gonna walk like this with it like that so you can get a better view. I can't look up when I walk though. Do you guys ever do that? It's like you're either gonna fall over or you're gonna get dizzy, and I get dizzy. Whew, back here again. Check it out. So yeah, go and explore. Find these gems around you, you know. That's what I've been doing, and I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And I will improve my content, inshallah, for you. Check it out. Oh, breathtaking. God, we've got to do a full 360 here. Try not to get dizzy though. Here we go. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Here we go. Woo. Try not to fall. Oh my God. No. Thought that was a watch. It's not a watch. And again. Should do this. Was it in Titanic? Where Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet were doing that dance. They did this, didn't they? They must have done this. Okay, I'm getting dizzy now. Got the haram police telling me, don't be talking about movies. Calm yourself, mate. Okay. Oh. Yeah, definitely can't go down there. Although I do see some markings, and people have braced that. Check it out. Look at this tree as well. Oh, this was an old tree as well, wasn't it? That's one tree right there. It had its days, right? See, if you look at the layers I've showed you on a video once, but look at these layers, you can see. So you work it away from the center of the tree outwards, right? That's what they say. So as an example from there, I would say that's the center. So if you look like that, zoom out a bit, there you go. That's the whole bark. So that would be the center. And then from there, you'd work your way down, basically. And that will give you the approximate years that it's been alive. And for this, man, this has got to be at least 60 odd years, 70, maybe 80. Who knows? Check it out. That could have been a nice coffee table, right? Hope someone makes use of this. We're feeling very wanderlust today. going to give you a few seconds to admire this beauty around you. Awesome. We've got some hikers over there. We'll go this way. I think we're good there. I'm good with that. Are you good with that? Let's try and find our way back to the car now. We don't want to get lost. Right? Remember what I was saying? Apart from subscribing and hitting the bell icon, because you're going to do that now, aren't you? Right? Because you like my content and hopefully my words to you are beneficial. So just return the favor. That's all I'm asking. But yeah, seriously, do that shift in perspective today. Make your goal Jannah, okay? Not just for yourself, but your family, and those around you. We want the best for everyone, okay? That's what we want. We want the best for our friends, for our family, and we want to spread this word of goodness because, you know, this is the only chance we're going to get. We don't get any other opportunity. Once we leave, that's it. Like I said, that door shuts. It never opens again. It's a done deal. So let's help each other out, right? Let's do this. And I'm not going to say what have we got to lose, because we have a lot to lose. You don't want to lose your place in Jannah, okay? You really don't. I think I need to walk more. That's not much of a hill, but I got a bit tired already. I'm going to turn around and go this way. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was beneficial to you. And drop me a comment. Let me know what kind of things you do to get close to Allah. Maybe you can help me. I like to learn from my viewers as well. I hope. I don't say maybe, I know. We can help each other out. We can learn so much from each other. So let's do more of that, all right? Peace and blessings to everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Take care.